Dearly beloved, isn't it wonderful to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with each other the day before the Holy Communion is going to take place, where we are going to celebrate it again with the disciples. I would like to read to you in the Gospel of Mark chapter 10. Jesus foretells his death a third time. We read from verse 32. And they were on the road going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking ahead of them. And they were amazed, and those who followed were afraid. And taking the 12 again, he began to tell them what was to happen to him, saying, "See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death and deliver him over to the Gentiles. And they will mock him and spit on him and flog him and kill him. And after 3 days, he will rise." You remember yesterday we shared with each other the title that Jesus used to describe himself. That title was the Son of Man. On each of these foretellings of Jesus' death, especially in this third one again, the foretelling of his death a third time, we find this title, the Son of Man, again. And we discussed with each other the significance that it has as a prophetic word that came from Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. Here, Jesus is despised by his own people. We read in the scripture that he was delivered to the scribes, the chiefs, the priests. They condemned him to death. Those were his own people. Why did they condemn him to death? Because this man claimed that he was God. He did miracles, and on the Sabbath, he healed people. He redeemed people of sin. He brought salvation, and that was against the laws of man. This is what his own people did. And what did they do? They delivered him to the Gentiles in verse 33. What did the Gentiles do? They mocked him, they spit on him, and they flogged him and killed him. Isn't it interesting that it so happened that the Gentiles, which represents the world, had to spit on him, had to mock him, had to flog him, and had to kill him. And Jesus died for the sin of all man. Isn't that interesting? And then the wonderful news: Christ is risen. After 3 days, he will rise. Beloved, we serve a living God. And this weekend, we have the privilege of celebrating it with each other. May God bless you, and may the peace of the Lord be with you.